Hey everybody, how's it going? In today's video, we'll get going on this track day event featuring Lotus Evija X called AMP Ascension. So AMP Ascension is, I guess, the name of the event. Type of event is the track day, meaning it's most likely gonna have 5 stages since it's a 5-day event and set PR. So this is not the type of special event where you can win with lowest PR that you can pull off, but instead there's a set PR requirement. I believe it is 101.6. Yes, it is a pretty fast car. If you know anything about Evija, this is sort of a like Evija on steroids, right? In fact, it holds currently the third place fastest time at Nürburgring. Behind top record, I think, is the still 919 Hybrid Evo, the Porsche, the LMP1 that has, essentially not following any rules. It's kind of a car that Porsche thought like, could we make this? Right? And second place actually is held by Volkswagen IDR, the other electric, right? So obviously Evija being all electric. And yeah, so it's in good company. Now, this is a pretty expensive event. So let's see. If I remember correctly, the car itself is worth 1,100 gold, so pretty pricey. And to meet the PR requirement, you have to spend some like upwards of like 525 gold. Of course, you get 90 of it back, and with that PR 101.6 in the bonus series, the car is featured in electrifying hybrid cars. You should be able to complete 75%, which means you can earn another like 40 gold-ish, 40-ish gold. So that brings down, I guess, the cost of ownership to more like 380 range, somewhere in there, right? So, and then of course the victory points, 6,500 is a decent payout. So you should probably be getting some gold out of that one, depending on how your season or how your round is going, right? So, yeah. And then, of course, there is an exclusive series featuring this car currently available, but I'm not fully upgrading this car without any discount offer. That is way too expensive. So, but for now, let's get rolling, shall we? So, complete the AMP Ascension special event. Earn the Lotus Evija X. Right, the collaboration is the stage 1. Wrangle an exciting opportunity. That's an interesting way of getting an opportunity for us. Wrangled one. All right, Lotus cars are looking to partner with us. Right, this is sort of like the prototype, right? Evija X. Yes, one-off prototype car that is not available for customer purchase. The very same one. Right, of course, in this game, we're going to get, especially in the exclusive series, we're going to get a grid full of these one-of-a-kind prototype cars. Yeah, that's always kind of funny. But I suppose it is a game. You can only take it so seriously. So let's see. In fact, let's go. All right, so step 1, we'll probably spend some gold and put all the upgrades on this car necessary to complete the event. So, but what does it say? Goal 1, time to get a feel of this car, make it simple, and complete a lap to see how the car reacts to the twists and turns and straights of the track. All right, so let's check out the car. Base PR 88.5. And the top speed 352 kph, acceleration 1.86 seconds, 27 meters for braking distance, and 1.98 G for the grip as we start. And the cheapest way, so once again, it's electric, right? So no exhaust. So that generally ends up being less categories, means we have to get more higher stage upgrades on available categories. And of course, higher stage upgrades generally cost more. So that's, yeah, what it means. It means it's gonna cost more. Electric cars, I know. So anyway, normally in these type of events, you get 3 upgrades across the board to meet the PR requirement when there are 7 categories, right? Well, because there are only 6, one of them we have to max out essentially in this car. And that's rarely ever going to be engine, because it's typically the most expensive category, but we still need to get it up to 3rd stage. And drivetrain, we'll get all 3 available. So drivetrain, we do max it out, but there are only 3 stages available there. So, and normally body is the cheapest one to go all out, but in this event, we have to go with the suspension, because we get a little bit more PR boost from maxing out suspension as opposed to body. And that little bit of extra we're gonna need to meet the PR requirement. So, and brakes, just 3 is fine. And then tires and wheels, we'll also get 3 upgrades, where we get just a little bit over what's required, but 1.1 or 101.6 over is obviously fine. In this case, by 0.1 PR, but that is the cheapest way forward here. So that is the total cost of some 525 gold and 2.2 million racing dollars, something like that, if you're counting that. If you have to, in fact, if you have to count your racing dollar cost, generally you probably should race a bit more before you try to pick up one of these things, because that means you don't have enough racing dollars in your bank. You do need a bit more, right? So anyway, we're at Silverstone. Just complete a lap, get a feel for how the car handles. I expect it handles something similar to Evija, right? I mean, after all, it is based on the sort of the same car, right? It's just, we just have a ginormous spoiler here, the wing. Look at that. This is sort of like Evija plus IDR, isn't it? Okay, we don't have the IDR's grip though. Even though we did add more on the suspension, it helps with the grip. And so, technically, these wings are directional, right? Meaning, if we go in reverse, we should not be able to reach similar kind of speed, but I have a feeling that's just not an issue. In fact, we should be getting like airborne if we drive this fast with the wing facing the opposite direction, wouldn't we? Right? We'll get like all sorts of air coming under the car, lifting us up to the sky, but no. Now, this event, I don't think I need to win, right? Let's see. Yeah, just complete a lap. So while we were at it, let's check out some... Here, let's check out the top speed going in reverse. Goofy things that we do. Right. Alright. Let's hang her straight so we can go pretty much up. Apparently I cannot drive flat out. Okay. Let's try that again. Maybe I do need to look backwards while I'm doing this. It's just gonna be a straight shot. Alright, so here we go. Show me what you got, Evija X. Alright. Before we fly off the track, we're reaching about 340 going backwards without getting airborne, mind you. How about going forward? I have a feeling it's probably going to be the same. Right. Yeah, about the same. So, and yes, it sounds just like Evija 2, another hairdryer sounding car, but oh well, what do you do? So there's really actually a cool video that Lotus, the company, have put out there on the YouTube, where they took it's basically the lap video at Nürburgring with this car, and it's cool. If you're a racing fan, I highly recommend checking it out. It kind of shows how you do the third place lap at Nürburgring in Evija X that we get to race here. So obviously, if you're checking out this video, I assume that you'd be interested in the car. And yeah, we got the regular road car version Evija at the top of the grid, followed by Porsche Mission R, Porsche's electric track vehicle, right? And Nissan Leaf Nismo RC, which is in a completely different class of cars, at least in this grid. But that's all good. All right. 1 goal down, 3 more to go before the end of the stage 1. Let's give the engine a push. See how fast this beast can complete a lap. Okay, so we need to do a fastest lap. Is that what it is? Under minute 40 without off track. All right, so they're putting on some conditions here, but of course we get the lead lap that does not count against our time, so that's good. So should we let the other guys go first? Yeah, let's kind of let the others clear the track, since generally speaking, if there are other cars on the circuit, that's not really how we do laps, or do we? Is it? It's like can you imagine doing a time trial with other cars in the grid? Oh, that'd be a mess. I mean, as is, they get in your way, you know. Alright, I think track should be clear up ahead. So, electric motor, EVs generally mean quick acceleration like no other. But because of that reason, braking distance generally are a bit extended. So make sure you brake early to give the car enough time to get down to a reasonable speed to take these corners. Let's see. Alright. Sub 30 seconds for the first sector, so if we keep up the pace, we should be able to get a lap in, unless we go off track like that. I guess I cannot take that quite flat out there. Just wanted to see if it has the the IDR grip, but as it turns out, it does not. I should have known that from just the spec on alone, but you know, it's never the same when you take these on the track, you know what I mean? So as it turns out, not exactly a grippiest of the cars in the game, but that's okay. Considering that it's got the 3rd place finish, it's holding the record for the 3rd place at Nürburgring. I'd expected something performance that are more comparable to, I guess, the IDR, since that is the closest competition. 919 Hybrid Evo is just, you know, that's just in a class of its own, right? The grip and the speed and acceleration. I mean, no spec of that car is, you know, like, not only are the specs alone really like top notch, but the way they work with one another, right? The balance is the other aspect of it. Because as grippy as, let's say, IDR is, the EV, the top speed generally suffers a bit, right? So there's no exception there. Versus the, you know, 919 Hybrid Evo, it's not capped like top speed. It's got your LMP1 top speed and then some, right? And it's got absurd grip. So yeah, it's like best of both worlds, right? Now, does that make the most fun car to race in the game? Yeah, that's to be debated, right? Because sometimes when a car is, I suppose, depending on how you define what's considered forgiving, right? Because the car with like way too good of a grip can kind of spoil you, right? So as you can see, plenty of time left on the clock before we wrap up this challenge here. But yeah, anyway, point being, the cars that are a little bit more, let's say, playful, the one that, you know, the tail can kind of fishtail a little bit when you push it to the side, so to speak, right? Those, I find those cars a bit more fun to race than something that are like absurdly grippy. I mean, they have their own place, right? You know, you get to really push hard into these corners on all these different tracks and just have your jaw drop for, like, let's say IDR. On most circuits, you rarely ever need to like brake, let alone, you know, like imagine going through a circuit flat out from the beginning till the end. I mean, I suppose like NASCAR circuits, they could probably do that, but most cars do that. But like, you know, Spa, how many times are you supposed to tap on the brakes in IDR to do a lap? Like 3 times total or something absurd like that, right? So that's, yeah, kind of crazy. And okay, anyway, moving on. Goal 3, we gotta overtake 5 opponents. We got a lap to do it, and we still have to complete a lap as well. All right. And we're starting once again, kind of with a lead lap. So basically, we need to finish a lap in P5 is what they're saying. All right, that's normal Evija. Nice to see you again. All right, 1 down, 4 more to overtake. All right. That was Porsche, wasn't it? Mission R. Or was it? Too far, can't tell. I think it was. I'm gonna go by that. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right. And that's also Porsche. And is that a no? That's a Nissan Leaf. All right, the track version of the Leaf. That is, of course. And another Porsche. There we go. All right, so P5 is secured. We've overtaken 5 opponents as requested. So we can now just kind of take it nice and easy. $340 and change. And even though we could probably, we could overtake, but we'll deliver what's been asked. No reason to be a overachieving driver here. There we go. All right. 210 and change. And a few racing or fame points there. All right. What do we have? Yeah, a bunch of mission R's. Minute 48 at the top. And then a bunch of more mission R's behind. And a single Evija. And a single Leaf Nismo RC. In that grid. All right. Continuing on. 3 goals done. The final goal of stage 1. It's gonna be finish the last race in the top 3 without damage. All right. And another single lapper. Just need to get on the podium. I'm assuming more mission R's in the grid, since they're kind of putting, that seems to be the main challenger, other than the road approved Evija. There we go. There's your mission R. Another Evija. Very colorful grid, by the way. I do appreciate the official colors the Evija's coming. Got some lovely selections. Alright, 2 more cars to overtake. We see both of them up ahead. Just don't cause any damage. Overtake on the outside. And there we go. Another outside overtake. Brings us to P3. And yeah, we'll just stay behind. Morkring behind the Porsche. We'll do some drafting behind here. Oh, be careful. One condition, right, that they asked of us, no damage. Watch, I'm gonna just like smash into these components. Nah, I think at this point we're clear. There we go. Good enough. 3rd place requested and 3rd place delivered. Alright, pick up a couple of thousand racing dollars and 480 fame points. Not anything to write home about, but that's, you know, that's how it is. All right, so we had Rimac, the Vera. All right, I did not even. Yeah, it did kind of look different from Evija, didn't it? But I just assumed all the and oh, look at that. Batista with Furiosa was in the grid too, but I don't think I started the race that far back in the grid, did I? I don't think so. Or maybe I did. Need to pay closer attention, maybe. No, I think looking at the other cars in the grid is when you are not paying attention, because you should be paying attention to where you're going, not what others are driving. But anyway, that wraps up stage 1. We got a few rewards to pick up: 500 victory points, 5 gold, and 10,000 racing dollars. So let's pick those up. And victory points. And nowhere near the next reward tier, which, like, the racer choice is kind of pointless for me, since yeah, discount is not worthwhile, in my opinion. All right, calling me impressed. This amazing beast of a car, but you are the most versatile driver I know. Well, thank you. That's very nice. But I have a feeling you tell that to everybody. Anyway, fantastic. We're heading to Dubai, so see you there. Indeed, we'll see you in the next video. I guess with a backdrop of Dubai. All right, see you there in stage 2 playthrough coming right up.